WWE apparently canceled TNA relationship plans. Plus, we're going to talk about so much more, and it's all coming up right here on The Ango Show. Welcome back to TAS, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys all had a great weekend. We go live Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to talk about professional wrestling and all that good stuff, then you definitely don't want to miss this. All right, guys, I want to kick things off with John Layfield. He's showing up everywhere, TNA and all these other companies. Well, now Dorian Roldan, from AAA Lucha Libre, he actually dropped a video. AAA dropped a video on Twitter. And basically, this video is John Layfield coming in, talking about a global takeover. What's really interesting is over the weekend, John Layfield actually responded to this video and says, as part of the new ownership team for the most famous wrestling organization in Mexican history, AAA Lucha Libre is going to be a global takeover. We are going to make Mexico great. I'm everywhere, not yet, but I will be. This is really interesting. I don't know if this is kayfabe. I don't know if this is real life, which makes it actually really fun. The fact that John Layfield coming into AAA as part of an ownership team, I think is great. I think, he understands wrestling. He's obviously been a part of the biggest wrestling company to ever exist. Like, it's very good to have that kind of experience. And I think when you look at AAA, there has actually been so many talks of them doing a lot more in the United States, a lot more throughout North America, not just Mexico. And I do think that Lucha Libre has the ability to grow and reach some level of mainstream success. I'm not saying that it's going to be on the level of WWE, but I do think that AAA could fill up a couple thousand seat arenas in the United States. I do think a lot of that, in order to build that presence, it would require a good TV deal for them in America that is, widely accessible to everybody. But that can definitely happen. Now, as far as John Layfield goes, I'm a huge fan of his work in WWE. Now he's showing up in TNA and all these other companies. He's in GCW. Who knows what this could lead to? But I am definitely intrigued. Definitely intrigued. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about Ricky Starks. We know that Ricky Starks hasn't been on AEW television, and now for some reason he's showing up in the indies, and we don't really know what's happening here. But it has been mentioned that Ricky Starks had appeared, he had appeared at Glory Pro Wrestling. He came in as a surprise, and nobody really knows what the hell is happening here. Obviously, for Ricky Starks, the word around AEW is that in order for you to do indies, AEW has to physically approve it. So, did Ricky Starks take this booking on his own? Did he do this with AEW? Nobody really knows. Nobody knows what's happening here with AEW and Ricky Starks. It is actually the most mind-blowing and the most confusing thing because Ricky Starks has basically been pulled from TV. We haven't seen him. I think the last time we seen him was that little spat that he had with Edge, Adam Copeland. I don't know. Basically, my point is this. Ricky Starks is showing up in the indies. We know WWE is interested, and we know AEW isn't utilizing him. Obviously, everybody's going to have their mixed opinions. I think everybody likes to turn on wrestlers when they see that they're leaving their, when they're possibly leaving their promotion. But I think at this point, if Ricky Starks and AEW are not eye to eye, if AEW does not want to utilize this guy, that's fine. Don't utilize him, but don't be paying people just for them to sit at home. That's my thing, right? Like, don't let them just sit at home. I think that it is very problematic. I don't think that's very enjoyable, especially because as a fan, from a fan's perspective, if you like Ricky Starks and you watch AEW for Ricky Starks and you're not getting Ricky Starks, guess what happens? You're probably not going to watch AEW anymore. This is one of those things that needs to be discussed. This is one of those things that needs to be talked about because whatever Tony Khan is doing, clearly a lot of people think it is wrong. Tony Khan is not speaking publicly about this. And Ricky Starks has already said in interviews and live signings that, he wants to be working. So this isn't a situation where he isn't medically cleared. You just have to wonder, what is AEW doing here? Why aren't they giving him the freedom to go and just leave the company at this point? I understand there's contracts involved, but we all saw what it was like with Mustafa Ali when he originally asked to leave WWE. People said, everybody said, listen, if you don't want him, if you're not going to use him and he doesn't want to be there, why are you going to keep talent hostage? And that was the thing about AEW being the competitor, that they weren't going to do things like that. And now, obviously, they kind of are. But are they really? We don't know. We don't know. Does Ricky Starks really want to go to WWE? There's just so many question marks here, and that's why it's worth discussing. I'll let you guys know any sort of updates as we get them, which is the reason why you should most definitely subscribe. AEW has filed for some new trademarks. I actually really like this because it's all about kicking things off with a bang. We know AEW's TV deal is around $555 million over 3 years. That doesn't include revenue from pay-per-view events, but we do know that AEW pay-per-views will be on Max. We've already established that. We've been talking about that for a very, very long time. However, on October 25th, a lot of people may have not known this, AEW actually filed for the trademarks AEW WrestleMax, WrestleMax, AEW Max Month, and all three of these have been trademarked through the USPTO, which handles all of the patents and trademarks and stuff like that. So this is a really good thing. It sounds like AEW and Max streaming service, there's a lot of cohesiveness there. I don't know if WrestleMax will be a special event. I don't know if that's going to be a pay-per-view. I don't know if that's going to be what their little, segment is on the app. I don't know. But HBO Max is, I keep calling it HBO Max. Quite frankly, I'm probably going to keep calling it HBO Max. But the good thing about this is that AEW is gearing up to make this a really special thing. And it obviously is. Once HBO Max starts getting all the content on there, it's going to be a lot more valuable for wrestling fans. I think they have some great content on the streaming service. But one of the things about streaming services, a lot of people don't really care for this way of television anymore. I think a lot of people prefer the old school cable, that type of thing. So we'll see how it works out. I hope it benefits AEW. I think it should benefit AEW. From a business perspective, this is the right decision. You want to be doing things like this. And, look at WWE on USA, right? Hey, it's WWE on USA week, Raw, SmackDown, NXT. They make a big deal out of these things. AEW should be doing the same thing when you're going to Max, and I think this is a great, great thing. All right, and that brings us to AJ Styles. AJ Styles was reportedly supposed to be in the TNA Hall of Fame, but WWE apparently shot it down. Fightful Select reported that AJ Styles and Monty Brown were both considered for the Hall of Fame. The door isn't closed on those possibilities. It was just noted that the possibility of Styles was broached by WWE, which passed on the opportunity. The report actually went on to say they weren't specifically told why, but people in TNA believe it's due to AJ's injury or active storyline. It was said that Styles might be open to wrestling, but it's unclear whether that was ever discussed. So here's the thing, obviously Hall of Fame, I was there for Bound for Glory, Rhino, Bob Ryder, 2 great inductions, definitely not a problem with that. AJ Styles should have been in the Hall of Fame probably when they first did the Hall of Fame. However, what I will say is this, I can actually understand both sides. I can understand why WWE wouldn't want AJ to get inducted just yet, because WWE was starting to play off their own retirement angle with AJ Styles, a farewell tour of some sort. With that being said, I also think this could have helped potentially tell that story. So that's where I get a little bit confused. As far as being injured and whatnot, obviously we don't know how AJ Styles is going to come back from injury. But for those who are worried about this, I'm just going to make it very easy for you guys. I think AJ Styles will get inducted no matter what. He's a TNA Hall of Famer, 100%. He will be a WWE Hall of Famer, 100%. It's just a matter of time. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.